I have an innate desire right now to stop YouTubing, to stop making videos, and it's all a result of expressing the self and then see it dissolve on camera, seeing it fall apart due to the camera that I purchased not being able to record sound properly. It's highly, highly frustrating. I guess I can internalize it as a lesson or internalize it as an obstacle to truly expressing the self and providing definition to the self. I guess it mirrors life in the aspect that things don't always go as planned. And I just recorded a video to data, and I hope that what I was conveying is captured and there's enough material there without the intrusive nature of the camera gargling my expressions for you to formulate a response and really communicate. And I apologize for this lack of efficiency that my cam is providing. So as a mirror of life, this camera has provided a barrier to the self being heard from truly communicating with all of you. And I know that I need to let it go and let it subside, because if I dwell on this, as with anything, I have a nature in which I'm afforded mental afflictions with almost everything I do. It's limitless. It comes in swarms, and at times it's almost possible to set aside. But if I allow these mental afflictions to batter my psyche, then the thinker, the mind, has won out and is suppressing my being from materializing in whatever mode of expression my spirit chooses to implement at the moment. Do you think, everyone out there, do you think that there are barriers which prove too much? Of course there are. Of course people collapse in on themselves because of external stimuli, but that's just really a mirror and a reflection of internal chaos consuming us. But to allow these modes of chaos to rip apart our being and batter our psyche is to restrict the self, and it's devastating. Living in an existence that's predicated upon dwelling on negative aspects and being conflicted with the choice of whether to continue or whether to retreat and give up. I'm trying to form a lasting, I keep saying a lasting significance. My spirit keeps manifesting these words. It's because it seems that everything subsides. It seems that no emotion is continuous, and that we can supersede, any given moment can supersede an emotion and create an entirely new situation which evokes a new response and a new emotion from the psyche. But I'm trying to limit the mind's involvement in my endeavors, to set aside the mind. I know that seems almost counterintuitive to going throughout life. To set aside the mind would almost, you would probably receive that as living in a state of ignorance. And of course the mind is a tool, and we can utilize this tool for things such as math, foresight, using all the intelligent aspects that man is capable of. We of course need to utilize the mind for these traditional endeavors, but to set aside the mind and to erect a state of consciousness that's not dictated by the mind is my ultimate goal. I perceive the world around me in terms of how my mind creates this world and how my mind perceives the natural world, when the inner self is a part of this world and it needs no recognition. It's a self-identifying feature that comes equipped within the self. Smoking is a horrible habit. I'd use my self-manifestation for that, but I think you truly have to want something and truly put the time in. And as of right now, I'm not ready to separate myself from tobacco. It will come in time, because that's how it needs to be, and so it shall. There's a span of realization. And once you've had an epiphany or a realization, I think that there's a time that you have to act on and really formulate your approach to the moment so that you can carry over the lessons learned from this experience into life, and to manifest the higher self into the moment is the ultimate goal. I think it's the purest nature of the human experience to solidify ourselves within the moment and become familiar with the self through realizing that we are not the mind. We are occupiers of a temporary incarnate known as the physical incarnate. And once we allow that to fizzle away and adapt ourselves to understanding that which lies within, beyond any mental aspect, then I think we can generate the modes of expression necessary to accumulate everything that lies within. And that becomes a bridge to the horizon. That which looms right in front of us yet seems to be out of our grasp. That which we can see and we're aware of but don't feel within. Now is the time to mold ourselves to encompass the self. No more ideology. No more provocation of others. A complete oneness where we can all dwell together and realize the significance of today, this moment, propelling us forward through time.